By the end of this study, you'll know 10 ideas that can turn scattered moves into a real jiu-jitsu game. Many grapplers spend years collecting techniques, but when the round gets heavy, the plan falls apart. Escapes come late, choices feel random, and progress resets. Here we strip it down. One clear focus, simple parts joined together, and rules that turn attempts into real results. This is built for live rolling, not dead drills. Start with retrieval and recombination. Progress doesn't come from stacking more moves. It comes from pulling out the ones you already know and making them work together. Edge of the mat, closed guard, legs clamp above the hips. Your hands break posture and all chains wake up. Hip bump turns into kimura if they post. Back take if they turn. Triangle if the elbow drifts. You didn't invent something new. You remembered and connected what was already inside you. Retrieval makes it durable. Recombination makes it flow. Treat every life round like an apprenticeship. The real classroom is the roll. Half guard by the fence. If their head dips under yours and their hips crush your thigh, you flatten. Keep the knee shield high and your elbow glued to your knee, and you make space. From that space comes the underhook, and from the underhook comes the sweep or the back. Watch first, hold one task steady, then test one small change. Observation sharpens the eyes. Repetition wires the body. Experimentation makes it yours. As Robert Greene wrote, the future belongs to those who learn more skills and combine them in creative ways. Let failure be feedback. Bridge from mount and they settle back down. That doesn't mean you're weak. It means the elbows drifted or the foot trap was missing. Frame from side control and still get smashed. That shows the hips moved after the hands. As Carol Dweck noted, failure is information. When you treat misses as notes, your loops stop collapsing. Each mistake adds a new branch, and what felt like the end becomes the map for the next round. Go deep, not wide. Under pressure, variety collapses. Only the details you can recall fast will survive. The best grapplers don't win with thousands of moves. They win with a few loops drilled deep. Open guard in bright lights. Hooks steer like quiet hands. Hips pivot, one pose disappears, and balance is gone. That's not 10,000 moves. That's one loop sharpened again and again. As Bruce Lee said, I fear not the man who has practiced 10,000 kicks once, but the man who has practiced one kick 10,000 times. Build your loops from one anchor you can always find. Maybe it's the hip bump. At first, you recall it on purpose each round. Slowly, it becomes second nature. Then it links forward. Hip bump to kimura if they post, to back if they hide the elbow, to triangle if they drift. One anchor becomes a chain. Guard to sweep, sweep to pass, pass to mount, mount to finish. Position comes first. Inside control, block the hip and pour weight across the ribs and their arms weaken by themselves. In mount, climb slow, knees pinched, heels hidden, and the back appears on its own. Loops are living chains that expand each time pressure tests them. If this is giving you something useful, I post free tips and deeper guides on my Patreon. The link is in the description. And if you want every new lesson to reach you, subscribe and turn on the bell. Read styles in the first exchange. Every opponent shows their loop early. One sits fast and drags your arm. They want the back. Another drives forward. Head low, hips heavy. They want side control, see the anchor, and cut the loop before it starts. Break posture in closed guard and collar attacks fade. Kill one hook in open guard and sweeps disappear. Block the far hip, inside control and mount never comes. On the back, control the top hand and the choke is already delayed. A simple rule. Make your next move, change two of theirs. Choose patience over ego. Ego dives for the armbar from mount. Patience climbs step by step. Low mount to high mount. Isolate the elbow, finish calm. On the back, patience hides the choking hand, squeezes chest to spine, and waits for the exhale. That calm squeeze makes panic loud. Win with energy and efficiency. The best don't win by doing more. They win by wasting less. Side control bottom. Push with arms alone. and you gas out. Shift hips first, then frame, and they move with less effort. Passing is the same. Drag with arms and you're stuck. Cut an angle with your legs and the arms barely work. Line to keep in mind. If your hips win, everything gets easier. Energy saved now is energy you can spend later. That's how you outlast stronger partners. Put control before speed. Beginners rush and hope quickness beats control. But speed without control is wasted. Side control, light hips and open frames mean they slip to guard no matter how fast you move. Heavy hips and blocked frames make even slow steps stick. Mount, climb too fast without pinching knees and they escape. Climb slow, tight, step by step, and they carry your weight until the arms give. Win the frame, then move. Secure the hip, then climb. When control leads, speed becomes a bonus. Trust loops over lists. Lists fail under heat. Loops hold. A list says, one move from guard, one pass, one escape. A loop ties them together. Guard becomes sweep. Sweep becomes side control. Side control becomes mount. Mount becomes back. Back becomes finish. Each link connects. And when one breaks, you build another. That is why pressure stops breaking you. Loops recall fast, repeat often, and expand with every test. Before we close, let's put the lesson in one place. What you actually learned. You learned that a real game doesn't come from more moves. It comes from retrieval and linking, pulling out what you already know and connecting it under pressure. You learned that life rounds are the classroom. Watch first, hold one task steady, test one small change, and keep a single line of notes in your head between rounds. You learned that misses are data. A failed bridge or a crash frame points to the next tweak instead of ending the lesson. You learned to go deep, not wide. Under heat, only the details you can recall fast survive, and a few reliable loops beat a long list. You learned to build from an anchor, one starting point you can always find, and let it grow into a chain. Guard to sweep, sweep to pass, pass to mount, mount to back, back to finish. You learn to read styles early. First exchanges reveal intentions, break postures and many attacks fade. Block the hip and climb stall. Simple rule, one move from you should change two of theirs. You learn patience over ego, calm steps beat hurry, low to high, isolate, then finish. Hide the key hand, squeeze on the exhale, and let panic do the rest. You learned energy and efficiency, let hips and frames do the heavy work so your arms can last. Angle beats drag, and saved energy wins later exchanges. You learned control before speed, win the frame, then move. Secure the hip, then climb. Speed becomes a bonus when control leads. And finally, you learned why loops hold and list collapse. Loops recall fast, repeat often, and grow with every test. When a link breaks, you rebuild it. When pressure rises, you follow the chain. Take this into your next round. Start from your anchor. Make one move that changes two of theirs. Win with your hips, and judge the session by whether your loop got stronger. That's how scattered moves become a game that holds when the room gets heavy. Thank you for studying with me. If you want more, I post free tips, full guides, and I also do personal breakdowns of your own footage on my Patreon, and I answer questions for all members. The link is in the description. If this helped you, subscribe and turn on the bell so future lessons reach you automatically, and it truly helps me keep making this for you.